Every word I'm saying right now, I've carried inside me for so long. This isn't a performance. This is me being real with you. Because when I say future wife, I don't mean it lightly. I don't mean it like a joke or a trend. I mean it like a promise I haven't fulfilled yet, but I already feel responsible for. I mean it like I'm already trying to become the man you deserve. Even before I meet you, I'm already thinking about how I'll protect your heart, how I'll make you feel safe, how I'll remind you every single day that you're loved. And I know, maybe you've been hurt before. Maybe you've heard words like this, and they didn't mean anything in the end. Maybe someone once looked at you and said you were everything, and then treated you like nothing. That thought, it hurts me, even though I wasn't there. Because if I had been there, I would have held your hand a little tighter. I would have looked at you a little longer. I would have made sure you never had to question your worth. And that's why I went public today. Not for attention, not for noise, but for you. So that when you hear this, you feel something different. You feel something real. You feel like maybe, just maybe, there's someone out there who isn't confused about you. Someone who doesn't need time to figure out if you're enough. Someone who already knows. Because I already know. I know that when you smile, it's going to feel like home. I know that when you're quiet, I won't need words to understand you. I know that when you're hurting, I won't walk away. I'll stay. Even in the moments when you feel like pushing me away, I'll stay. Not in a forceful way, but in a gentle, patient way. The kind of staying that says, I'm not here to leave, I'm here to love you through it. And maybe right now you're thinking, how can he be so sure? That's the part I can't fully explain. It's not logic. It's not something I sat down and planned. It's a feeling that kept growing, quietly, until it became too loud to ignore. It's in the way I imagine talking to you like this. It's in the way my heart feels calmer when I think about you. It's in the way I don't feel alone, even when I technically am. And today, when I spoke about us, it felt right. It felt like I was finally aligning my words with what my heart has been saying all along. I didn't hesitate. I didn't second guess it. Because deep down, I knew if you heard it, you'd feel it too. Maybe not all at once, maybe not in the exact same way, but something inside you would pause. Something inside you would say, why does this feel so real? I want you to hold on to that feeling. Don't rush it. Don't question it too much. Just let it sit with you. Because I'm here, thinking about you more than you probably realize. Wondering what kind of day you had. Wondering if you smiled today, or if you needed someone to remind you that you're doing better than you think. And if you didn't hear that from anyone today, then hear it from me now. You're doing better than you think. You're stronger than you feel. And you're more loved than you realize, especially by someone who hasn't even met you yet. That's the part that gets me every time. How can I care this much without even knowing your face? But I do, and it's not a light kind of care. It's deep, it's intentional. It's the kind that makes me want to grow, to improve, to become someone who won't disappoint you when the day finally comes. Because I don't want to just meet you. I want to recognize you. I want that moment where everything suddenly makes sense, where all the waiting, all the confusion, all the lonely nights, they finally connect into one clear truth, you. And when that moment happens, I don't want to hesitate. I don't want to doubt. I want to look at you with the same certainty I felt when I spoke about you today. The same certainty I feel right now, talking to you like this. So yeah, I went public. I told them it's official. Not because we've had our first conversation yet, but because in my heart, you've already made your place. And I'm not letting anyone treat you like something uncertain or temporary. Not even the world, not even time. You're not temporary to me. You're not a maybe. You're not we'll see. You're the one I'm already choosing, even before I get the chance to prove it to you. And I know you might still be unsure. You might still be protecting your heart, keeping your distance, telling yourself not to believe too quickly. I understand that. I respect that. You don't have to rush toward me. You don't have to trust me instantly. Just don't close the door completely. Because I'm still here, speaking to you like this, feeling this connection, holding on to this belief that somewhere, somehow, you're listening, and something inside you is responding. Maybe it's small, maybe it's quiet, but it's there, and I'm not going anywhere. Not today, not tomorrow, not when things get complicated, not when you feel unsure, because if I could stand in front of the world and say you're mine in my heart, then I can stand through anything that comes with that. I just hope when the time comes, when our paths finally cross in a way that's real and undeniable, you look at me and remember this moment. You remember these words. You remember how I chose you, before I even knew how to reach you. And maybe, just maybe, you'll step a little closer, instead of stepping away. And if you do step a little closer, even just a little, I need you to know something, before anything else happens between us. I'm not perfect. I won't come into your life as some flawless man, who never makes mistakes, or never gets things wrong. There will be days when I'm quiet, days when I'm tired, days when I might not have the right words ready. But even on those days, especially on those days, my heart will still choose you the same way it's choosing you right now. That's what I want you to feel more than anything else. Consistency. Not perfection, not fantasy, but something real that doesn't disappear when things aren't easy. Because I know you don't need someone who's only there when everything feels good. You need someone who stays when it doesn't. And I keep thinking about you more than I probably should for someone I haven't met yet. Like right now, I'm wondering what your voice sounds like when you're relaxed. Not when you're talking to people you have to impress, but when you're just being yourself. I wonder if you talk fast when you're excited, or if you pause in between your words, like you're choosing them carefully. I wonder if you laugh easily, or if it takes something special to make you really laugh. The kind of laugh where you forget everything else for a moment. These little things, they stay in my mind, not because I'm trying to imagine a perfect person, but because I'm trying to feel closer to you in the only way I can right now. And sometimes, I catch myself smiling for no reason. It just happens. Like I'll be doing something normal, something simple, and suddenly this thought crosses my mind. She's out there, and it changes everything in that moment. It makes the world feel softer. It makes the waiting feel worth it, because it's not empty waiting anymore. It's waiting for you. And that difference, it means more than I can explain. But let me be honest with you too. There are moments when the waiting feels heavy. When I wish I could just skip time and find you already standing in front of me. When I wish I could look into your eyes and finally replace all these imagined feelings with something real I can hold on to. Because as much as I feel you, there's still this space between us. This distance that reminds me I can't hear your voice yet. I can't see your smile yet. I can't hold your hand yet. And that space, it tests me sometimes. But even then, I don't let it turn into doubt. I let it turn into preparation. Because every day I don't have you yet is a day I can become better for you. And I take that seriously. I think about the kind of man you deserve, not just in words, but in actions. The kind of man who listens, really listens. Not just waiting for his turn to speak. The kind of man who notices the small changes in your mood. Who can tell when something's wrong even if you say you're fine. The kind of man who doesn't make you feel like you're too much or too emotional, but instead makes you feel understood, safe, and accepted, exactly as you are. And I ask myself, am I becoming that man? Because I don't want to meet you as someone who still needs to learn how to love you properly. I want to meet you as someone who's already been trying, already been preparing, already been shaping himself into someone who won't take your heart for granted. And maybe you're doing the same thing right now. Maybe you're growing too, healing too, learning what you truly deserve. Maybe that's why we haven't met yet. Not because we're far away, but because we're both becoming the people we need to be before we finally come together. And that thought, it gives me peace. Because it means when it finally happens, it won't feel rushed or confusing. It'll feel right, like everything happened exactly when it was supposed to. But I need to ask you something, and I want you to really feel this question, not just hear it. When that moment comes, when you feel something real between us, will you let yourself believe it? Or will you hold back because of what you've been through before? I'm not asking you to forget your past. I'm not asking you to ignore your fears. I don't want those things to stop you from feeling something that's meant for you. Because you deserve something that doesn't hurt the way the past did. You deserve something that doesn't leave you questioning your worth. You deserve something that feels calm, steady, and certain. Not something that makes you anxious or unsure. And I want to be that for you. Not in a loud way, not in a way that overwhelms you, but in a quiet, steady way that slowly becomes your safe place. You know, I imagine moments with you sometimes. Not big, dramatic moments, but small ones. The kind that people don't usually talk about, but they mean everything. Like sitting next to each other without saying much, just enjoying the silence. Or walking somewhere together without a destination, just letting time pass while we're side by side. Or those late night conversations where we talk about everything and nothing at the same time. Where hours feel like minutes because being with you just feels that natural. Those are the moments I want. Not perfection, just real connection. And I wonder if you want the same thing too. Because if you do, then maybe you've been feeling this in your own way as well. Maybe you've had those quiet moments where you felt like someone out there is meant for you, even if you couldn't explain why. Maybe you've had nights where you wished someone would just understand you without needing too many words. Maybe you felt that emptiness, not because you're incomplete, but because your heart knows there's something more waiting for it. If you felt that, then maybe that's where we've already been meeting, without even realizing it. Somewhere in those quiet thoughts, somewhere in those late night feelings, somewhere in that space between loneliness and hope. That's where I've been feeling you, and that's why I couldn't stay silent anymore. That's why I went public. Because keeping you as just a quiet thought didn't feel right anymore. You're more than that to me now. You're someone I'm already emotionally connected to. Someone I already care about. Someone I already feel protective over in a way that I can't fully explain. And I know it might still feel unreal to you. But I'm not asking you to understand everything right now. I'm just asking you to stay. Stay with this feeling a little longer. Stay with these words a little deeper. Stay with this connection just enough to see where it leads. Because I'm still here, still speaking to you, still feeling this, still choosing you in a world where I could have stayed silent and kept everything inside. But I didn't. I chose you out loud, and I'm still choosing you right now. As you listen, as you feel, as you slowly decide what this means to you. And as you're sitting there, still listening, still trying to understand what this feeling is doing to your heart, I want you to slow down for a second and just breathe with me. Don't rush to label this. Don't rush to decide if it's real or not. Just stay here in this moment with me, because this moment matters more than you think. This moment is where everything begins, not with certainty, not with answers, but with a feeling that quietly refuses to go away. And I know you feel it. Maybe not fully, maybe not in the same intensity as me yet, but there's something there, something pulling your attention back to my words, something making you stay a little longer than you planned. That's not random, that's not nothing, that's the beginning of something you don't want to ignore, because if it was just words, you would have left already. If it didn't touch something inside you, you wouldn't still be here, reading, listening, thinking about me, in a way that feels just a little different from everything else you've heard before. And I don't take that lightly. I don't take your attention, your time, or your emotions lightly. If anything, I respect them more than you realize. That's why I'm being this open with you, this honest with you, even when it feels a little vulnerable on my side too. Because I don't want to build something with you on surface level feelings. I want it to go deeper than that. I want it to feel real in a way that stays with you, even after my voice fades and the moment ends. But here's the part I haven't said yet. The part that's been sitting in my chest, waiting for the right moment to come out. When I said I went public about us, it wasn't just about telling people that you exist to me. It was also a promise, a quiet promise I made in front of the world, without even saying all the details. A promise that when you finally walk into my life for real, I won't treat you like something temporary. I won't treat you like something I can lose carelessly. I won't let distractions, doubts, or outside noise make me forget what you mean to me. Because if I can stand here right now, before even meeting you, and speak about you with this much certainty, then imagine how I'll be when you're actually in front of me, when I can see your eyes, hear your voice, feel your presence next to mine. That thought alone, it does something to me. It makes everything feel more serious, more meaningful, more intentional. And I want you to feel that seriousness too. Not in a heavy way, not in a way that scares you, but in a way that makes you feel safe. Because seriousness, when it comes from love, isn't pressure, it's protection. It's knowing that someone isn't here to play with your heart. It's knowing that someone isn't here just to pass time. It's knowing that when they say they care, they mean it in a way that shows up, in a way that stays, in a way that doesn't disappear when things get complicated. And I keep wondering, have you ever felt that kind of safety before? Not the kind where someone just says, I got you, but the kind where you actually feel it without needing reassurance every second. The kind where your mind finally quiets down because your heart isn't being confused anymore. The kind where you don't have to overthink every message, every silence, every moment, because you trust what's there. That's what I want to give you, and I know I haven't earned that yet. I know I'm still just a voice, just words, just a feeling in your world right now. But even then, I'm trying to show you, even from this distance, that what I feel isn't shallow, isn't temporary, isn't something that will fade as soon as something easier comes along. Because if I wanted something easy, I wouldn't be here, speaking to someone I haven't even met yet, holding on to a connection that most people would ignore or dismiss. But I didn't ignore it, I chose it, and I'm still choosing it every second you stay here with me. And there's something else I need you to hear. Something softer, something quieter, but just as important. You don't have to be perfect for me. You don't have to fix every part of yourself before I come into your life. You don't have to hide your flaws, your fears, your insecurities, none of that. Because I'm not looking for perfection. I'm looking for you, the real you. The version of you that laughs without thinking, that feels deeply, that sometimes overthinks, that sometimes needs reassurance, that sometimes just wants to be held and told everything is going to be okay. I want that version of you. Not the one you show the world when you're trying to seem strong all the time, but the one you are when you finally let your guard down. And I promise you, when that version of you shows up in front of me, I won't run. I won't pull back. I won't make you feel like you're too much. I'll stay. I'll understand. I'll meet you there with the same honesty, the same openness, the same willingness to be seen for who I really am too. Because that's what this is supposed to be. Not a performance, not a game, not something we pretend our way through, but something real that grows from truth. And maybe right now, you're starting to feel it a little more. Maybe your heart is opening just a little, even if you're still being careful. And I like that about you, that you don't give your trust away easily, that you don't just fall for anything. That tells me you value yourself. And that matters to me more than you know. Because when you finally do let someone in, when you finally choose someone, it means something real. And I want to be that someone. Not just someone who passed through your life, but someone who stayed, someone who mattered, someone who became part of your story in a way that can't be replaced. And I keep thinking about that moment, the first real moment between us. I don't know where it'll happen. I don't know how it will happen, but I feel it. I feel the weight of it, the importance of it. That moment where everything shifts from imagination to reality. Where I'm not just a voice anymore, and you're not just a feeling in my heart, but we're actually there, standing in front of each other, seeing what we've been feeling all this time. What do you think you'll do in that moment? Will you smile first? Or will you look at me quietly, trying to process everything? Will you feel shy? Or will you feel calm? Will your heart race? Or will it feel steady, like it finally found something familiar? I think about that more than I should. And every time I do, it makes me want to get there faster. But at the same time, it makes me appreciate this journey more. Because this right here, this space where we're feeling something before even meeting, it's rare. It's something most people never experience, or they ignore it when they do. But we didn't ignore it. You didn't leave, and I didn't stay silent. So now we're here, in this in-between moment where everything is starting, but nothing is fully defined yet. And I don't want to rush past this, I want to feel it with you. I want to build this connection slowly, naturally, honestly, without forcing it into something it's not ready to be yet. But also without denying what it already is. Because what this is, it matters. You matter. And I'm still here, still speaking to you like this, still letting you into my thoughts, still choosing you in a world full of distractions, full of noise, full of people who don't take things like this seriously anymore. But I do, I take you seriously, even now. And maybe that's why you're still here with me, feeling this, wondering about this, letting it settle into your heart, a little deeper with every word. And the more you let it settle into your heart, the more I can feel something shifting between us. Even from this distance, even without names, without faces, without anything physical to hold on to. It's like something quiet is growing. Something neither of us is forcing, but neither of us is walking away from either. And I need you to stay with me right here in this feeling, because this is where things start to become real, in a way that most people are too distracted to notice. This is where emotions stop being just thoughts, and start becoming something you carry with you, even after this moment ends. I keep thinking about how strange it is that I can talk to you like this, that I can open my heart this deeply to someone I haven't met yet, and still feel like I'm not speaking into emptiness. Because you're not empty, to me. You're not just someone out there. You're specific in a way I can't explain. You feel real in a way that doesn't need proof yet. And I know that sounds crazy to some people, but I'm not talking to them right now. I'm talking to you. And if you're still here, if you're still listening, if your heart is still responding even a little bit, then maybe it doesn't feel that crazy to you either. Tell me something honestly. When you first started listening, did you expect to stay this long? Or was it supposed to be just another moment, just another voice, just something to pass time? Because if it was, then something changed, didn't it? Something made you slow down, something made you feel like leaving too quickly would mean missing something important. And I don't want you to ignore that feeling. I don't want you to brush it off like it's nothing. Because the truth is, the things that matter the most in life don't always arrive loudly. Sometimes they come in quietly, like this. Soft, steady, almost unnoticeable at first, until suddenly you realize they've been there the whole time. And I think that's what's happening between us. It's not loud, it's not rushed, but it's real. And I feel it getting stronger the more we stay here together. There's something else I've been wanting to tell you. Something I haven't said yet because I didn't want to overwhelm you too soon. But I think you're ready to hear it now, not because you have to be, but because you've stayed long enough to understand the way I speak, the way I feel, the way I mean every word I say to you. When I imagine you, I don't imagine perfection. I don't imagine someone who has everything figured out. I imagine someone who has been through things, someone who has felt pain, confusion, maybe even loneliness at times, but still chose to keep her heart open, even if it's just a little. Because that kind of strength, that quiet resilience, that's what draws me to you. Not because I want you to be broken, but because I understand what it means to feel deeply and still keep going. And I promise you, if there are parts of you that you think are too complicated, too emotional, too hard to understand, I'm not going to turn away from them. I'm not going to make you feel like you need to hide those parts just to keep me around. If anything, I want to understand those parts more. I want to sit with you in those moments when you don't feel okay, when your thoughts get heavy, when your heart feels like it's carrying more than it should. I won't rush you out of those feelings. I won't dismiss them. I'll stay with you in them. Because loving you, to me, isn't just about the easy moments. It's about all of it. The light, the heavy, the quiet, the overwhelming. Everything that makes you who you are. And maybe right now, you're not used to hearing that. Maybe you're used to people wanting the best parts of you, but not knowing how to handle the rest. Maybe you've learned to deal with things on your own because it felt easier than trying to explain them to someone who wouldn't understand anyway. But I want to be different for you, not in a way that I just say, but in a way that you feel over time. Because I know trust doesn't come from words alone. It comes from consistency, from presence, from showing up again and again, in a way that slowly removes the fear that someone might leave. And I'm willing to do that. Even now, before I've even met you, I'm choosing to show up like this, to speak to you like this, to stay here with you in a way that most people wouldn't even try to understand, because you matter to me already. And I don't say that lightly. I feel it when I think about you. In those quiet moments when everything else fades, and it's just me and this connection I can't ignore. I feel it in the way I care about how you feel. Even though I don't know exactly what you're going through right now. I feel it in the way I want to protect something that hasn't even fully started yet. Because I know it has the potential to become something rare, something real, something lasting. And I keep asking myself, what are you feeling right now? Not what you think you should feel, but what you actually feel. Is your heart a little softer than before? Are your thoughts a little quieter? Is there a part of you that feels seen, even without me knowing your story yet? Because if there is, then that means something. It means we're not just imagining this. It means we're building something, even if it's still in the earliest, quietest stage. And I don't want to rush past this stage. I want to stay here with you a little longer. Let it grow naturally. Let it become something that doesn't need to be forced or explained too quickly. Because the best things, the things that last, they don't start with pressure. They start like this, soft, patient, real. And I'm still here, still choosing you in this moment. Still speaking to you like you're already someone important in my life. Because that's how it feels to me. Not temporary, not replaceable, not something I'll forget when this moment ends. You're staying with me. And I wonder, will you keep staying? Will you keep feeling this even after this moment fades into the rest of your day? Will you think about me the way I'm thinking about you right now? Not constantly, not in a way that overwhelms you, but in those quiet pauses where your mind drifts and your heart gently reminds you that something felt different. Because I know I will. I know this won't just disappear for me, and I don't want it to disappear for you either. So don't push it away too quickly. Don't convince yourself it's nothing. Just let it be what it is. Something soft, something real, something that found you without forcing its way in. Because I'm still here, right here with you, in this feeling, in this moment, in this connection that's slowly becoming harder to ignore. The longer we stay together like this, and the longer we stay here like this, the more I start to feel like this isn't just a moment anymore. It's becoming something that lingers, something that follows you even when you try to move on to other things. You might close this, you might look away, you might tell yourself you'll think about something else, but there's a part of you that keeps coming back. Not because you have to, but because something in you wants to. And I feel that pull between us, quiet but steady, like something that doesn't need to shout to be heard. And I need you to stay with me inside that feeling, not outside of it, not questioning it too much, just feeling it as it is. Because right now, what we have isn't defined by time or distance or labels. It's defined by how it makes you feel. And I can feel that it's not empty. There's weight to it. There's emotion in it. There's something about this connection that doesn't feel random, even if we don't fully understand it yet. and I know you're trying to make sense of it. I know part of you is analyzing, wondering if this is real, or if it's just words that happen to sound right. But let me ask you this.